How's it, guys? Sandy there. The cow is on top of the hill. Garden's on top of the hill. Today I wanna cover something, a subject that I did sort of like touch on. I think a couple of videos back, but I never went so deep on it. But I wanna go a little bit deep on it. This is about the crops that grow with wheat. You know, the crop that grow with wheat. I tend to see a trend where if I don't weed my garden, whatever I planted with whatever I planted where the weeds are tend to thrive. It tends to grow well, healthy, produce quite a lot and all that. And I found myself asking myself, what is it that the weeds are providing to these plants that makes these plants thrive? I even thought the other time I was cutting grass here over the weekend, and I realized that my pomegranate trees that I had planted and that were not really growing because I was cutting grass constantly, just to make sure that they have full exposure to the sun and all that, but they weren't really moving. And then I left them and I left the weeds and I didn't cut the grass or weeds or whatever where they are. And these trees, they've grown like 10, 20 centimeters. And I got myself thinking, wondering, could it be that because the weeds, they grow faster, they become taller, and then they overshadow them? So could it be that they find themselves, now I'm talking about these pomegranate trees, forced to also shoot up in competition with the weeds so that they can get the sunlight, and then in turn, then they grow, But then I don't have any scientific evidence for that, but that was just me logically thinking, and I'm like, oh, could it be that the weeds themselves, in their rooting system and whatever, they are feeding whatever chemical that they are feeding to the soil that helps my pomegranate trees to grow? Okay, I don't have an answer for that. I don't know why it's happening, but now I'm going to show you something which I realized last year and I'm realizing it now again. This is about my pumpkin vine or squash vine. Right, let's show you this. Here, you can see the flowers there. Those are pumpkin vine flowers. Here, I often don't cut. I don't cut. I only cut. You can see here, I've cut here. So from this line here, I don't cut because often I put pumpkin, squash and all that. Somewhere behind this net on that side, I have watermelon. I don't know if it's dead. I don't know if it's growing. But I just put all the vining plants here and then I don't cut at all. I just leave it to be sort of a semi-bush like this. But the reason why I'm not cutting, it's because of the monkeys. I want my squash or my pumpkin or my butternut to grow in this tiny little bush here so that the monkeys won't see it. But what I've come to discover is that whatever squash or pumpkin or butternut, whatever seed I put here tends to do well, better, much productive than any that I will plant anywhere where there is no grass, no bush, nothing. I mean, I had a test last year where I put butternut vines here on this enclosure. I think maybe I got like 1 or 2 butternuts, tiny little ones. It was just like not worth my effort. Hence this year I'm not doing it. But here, you can go scroll down on my videos, you will see I got like a wheelbarrow load of pumpkins. And I'm not talking tiny squash pumpkins. I'm talking huge, massive pumpkins. Now, again, this year, now it's what, January. Last year, at least, I harvested the pumpkins. It was around June, July, if I'm not mistaken. Look at what I've just discovered. This is January. Look at that pumpkin there. Can you see how big that thing is? Look at that. And this is the reason why I say I don't cut, because I don't want the monkeys to see them. I'll show you just now what the monkeys do to my pumpkin and to my butternut or squash. This one I will have to take it off now, because since I've cut the grass here a little bit, it is now exposed and the monkeys will see it and they will munch on it. Let's move along. But you can also see, look at how this vine is spreading. It's spreading all the way across like this, and it looks beautiful. I mean, that's why I'm saying, or I'm asking myself, what is it that has to do with the weeds growing with any plant that makes that plant to look much better, grow better, produce better than the ones that are not exposed to the weeds. Right, let's move along past this apple tree. I want to show you there's another pumpkin. There's another pumpkin somewhere here. Mind you, I don't do the manual pollinating, taking the male flower and then go wrap it to the female flower. I don't do that. As you can see, there's a lot of insects doing that job for me. There's pollinators that are doing that job for me. I don't have to worry about that. But there's a pumpkin somewhere here that I want to show you. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Look at that. Look at how big this is. Look at how big this guy is. You know. This also, you can see I left the grass here because I'm worried that if I cut the grass, the monkeys will see it. So I have two options. Either I will get rake some of the grass that I've cut, put it on top of this pumpkin so that the monkeys don't see it, because if the monkeys see it, they will munch on it. There is another one right about where my finger is pointing. You won't see it. It's hanging on the fence there. It is exposed. Definitely the monkeys will eat it, and there's nothing I can do for it unless I harvest it super early. There it is there on the fence, hanging on the fence. So yeah, I don't think I'll take it off. I think I'll leave it there. Here's another one. I just saw it now as I'm making this video. Here's another one. I don't know if I want to take it out. I'll leave it there because there's this lemon tree here with thorns. Most probably it will hide. I don't know. But I want to show you what the monkeys do to my squash and to my butternut and to my pumpkins. Here there is a vine that comes from this grapefruit. Here's this vine. You see, this is the vine here. This is a butternut squash or butternut vine. It comes from there. It's self-planted on this grapefruit tree or patch there. And because the monkeys often come here looking for these, I don't know what these are. They come here to eat these. You know, they almost like gooseberries. But I'm not sure if they are gooseberries. But the monkeys anyway come here to eat these. And so I guess the monkey was here for this snack of his, and then it discovered that. Do you see what the monkeys do to my squash or to my butternut or to my pumpkin? This is what they do. This is what they do. They keep taking bites and bites and bites and bites until they devastate it, you know. So that's why I often would either cover it. As soon as I see it, I'll cover it with grass, put a lot of grass on top of it, or I'll just harvest it. Like the ones that I just showed you there. Those ones, I think they're big enough now that I can harvest them. And let's see. Yeah. And I can put them inside and we can enjoy them with my family. Yeah. So, but now, guys, any of you who can tell me what is it that causes any stuff that grows with the weeds to be this productive, then any stuff that's, is in a clear patch where you constantly remove the weeds, weed out and all that. I don't know. What's the science behind it? Can you tell me, please? While you're busy telling me on the comment section, please do not forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video to the like-minded people. Sandile here, guy who lives on top of the hill and gardens on top of the hill. I am out.